Discover the latest insights into living wages in Chiapas, Mexico, with expert analysis by Marcelo Delajara from ARI. Let's dive in.
Mexico has a large coffee production, carried out by about 500,000 producers, most of them smallholders. Coffee producing families, however, are aging because young people migrate from the coffee producing areas to Mexico City, other large cities in Mexico, or to the United States. Therefore, what is at stake here is the sustainability of the production and the economy of these coffee growing regions. And that was it was urgent to have a measure of the living income. That is the income that a typical family of 2 adults and 2 children, or even more children if we look at Chiapas, need in order to achieve a basic but decent standard of living. And thus that they will find attractive to stay in these areas and carry on with their lives there instead of migrating. To carry out this study, we at the Anchor Institute were able to work, of course, independently, as we always do, but in this case, with collaboration with a large number of stakeholders. We work with the federal government of Mexico, we work with many of the participants in the value chain of Mexican coffee, with local producers, with workers in the area, with NGOs and local authorities in the communities where coffee production is important. We visited these communities, 5 of the main communities in the 5 main important coffee producing states, in order to learn firsthand how these families live, what their needs are, and how they solve their needs. One of the most important findings was that the way the regional economies in the coffee growing areas work are very similar across all the states in Mexico. And thus, the way the families solve their needs, for example, the way they have access to food or to housing or to health and education, the way they use transportation is very similar across all these regions. Also, we found that the parameters of the Anchor methodology that we use to estimate living income were very similar across the study regions. This allowed us to be able to choose freely, but in discussion with the stakeholders, the place where we were going to do the fieldwork proper. That is where we were going to ground our study of the living income. And we chose Altenango de la Paz in Chiapas because that's a representative area of coffee production in Mexico. The way we work and the quality of the research and the results were very reassuring for all the stakeholders. They validated and accepted these results as indicating what the living income is for a typical family in a coffee growing area of Mexico. And the federal government of Mexico, the Secretary of Agriculture, they are already working very closely with all the stakeholders to try to find solutions to the problems of the sector, from poverty to productivity to environmental sustainability, using this estimation of the living income. So we at the Anchor Research Institute are very satisfied with the results. We're happy that our work is useful to help many, many people in Mexico to achieve this basic but decent standard of living that we are all entitled to.
To access the full report, visit our website at anchorresearchinstitute.org. Navigate to Estimates and Research, select ARI Country Index. Then choose Mexico and find the 2024 update for Chiapas, Mexico. Simply enter your email and download the report to explore more.